For Ugandans like Joanita, who left home for Oman in 2016, the dream of working abroad quickly turned into a nightmare. Under the kafala system, her employer confiscated her passport and forced her to work long hours in multiple homes, often with no rest.
There are so many people who don't even get time to sleep. They sleep for 1 hour, 2 hours, and they have to wake up again to work. So all these situations weaken our bodies. My body was weakened. I got sick, very sick, that I was at the verge of death, but I just thank God I'm alive. And I managed to come back home because my boss was convinced that dead body is more expensive to transport.
Joanita's story mirrors that of thousands of migrant workers across the Middle East, many from East Africa, trapped by the system that gave employers control over every aspect of their lives. Left without support, she began mobilizing fellow workers to help those in distress.
I started this advocacy when I was still inside that house. There were people who were in worse situations than I was. People whose lives were on emergency for saving. And I had a group of girls where we had a WhatsApp group and we could coordinate amongst ourselves, solicit money to pay for tickets, emergency tickets for our fellows to come back home, and also solicit money to get people who could help us take these people out of these houses for safety, because we lost some of them.
Introduced in the 1950s, the kafala system controlled the lives of millions of migrant workers across Gulf states. Uganda says it's now working with Saudi authorities to monitor reforms and support stranded workers.
We have over 160,000 Ugandans living and working in the United Arab Emirates. Out of this 160,000, it is estimated that 8,000 are there illegally. Most of them are trafficked and others traffic themselves. Trafficking themselves are those that go for seeking opportunities and then they overstay their visas. But it still remains our responsibility to offer consular services to those that are in need, whether they are there legal or illegal. So for those that had overstayed their visas, we requested the authorities of the United Arab Emirates to offer them amnesty and get repatriated back home.
Ugandan labor officials hope the reforms will help curb workplace abuse and human trafficking. For many families here, labor migration remains a lifeline, sending home millions of dollars each year. But activists say unless recruitment agencies and employers are held accountable, exploitation could simply take new forms. Saudi Arabia's decision to abolish the kafala system marks a major shift, but campaigners warn the real test will be in its enforcement.
We know that Saudi Arabia is eyeing hosting the World Cup, right? You know what Qatar did? Towards the hosting of the World Cup, the Qatar abolished the kafala law. And ask around, research, and see if it's practical. You know, sometimes these laws are passed, but they do not come into practice.
Campaigners are also calling on Uganda to revise its labor agreement with Saudi Arabia to align with the reforms as the Gulf Kingdom moves toward what is seen as a fairer labor market system. Many African governments hope migrant work will become safer and more dignified for their citizens abroad. Michael Baleke, CGTN, Kampala.